Sean Payton still has that aggressiveness to him, that they have been playing a little bit more conservative, funneling everything through Kamara. Is that what you see on film? And you're almost waiting for the game where he's just going to start launching bombs down the field?
Well, I wouldn't say it's conservative. I think because Coach Payton is such a good offensive mind, good head coach, but a great offense and a great head coach and a great offensive mind, he's really playing to his strengths. I mean, he has one of the best players in the league back there. So to me, whether he's running the ball or catching passes, I mean, if I were him, I would funnel it through him too. I mean, this guy is pretty good. I mean, I've been in the league for 13 years now, and I mean, he has a unique skill set. He's challenging to prepare for because of the pass game and the run game. Because even when you think you got him bottled up, he gets the leaky yards. It's all of a sudden, you watched the New England game last week. The first 2-3 runs, negative run, gain to nothing. Then all of a sudden, you just figure he's getting hit at 2 yards, but he falls forward for 5. So, it's a big challenge. And then he catches the ball, and then the first touchdown he caught was out of the backfield. So, I think he's just funneling it through the top guy, in my opinion. That's how we're looking at it. He's the guy we gotta try to stop. We gotta try to stop him.
So talking about him as a receiver, obviously Blake played every snap. I can remember Blake making a great play down the middle in the preseason on an interception. And then I remember Tay struggling, giving up a big play against Washington to a running back. So how do you cover a running back without Blake?
Well, in terms of, we again, everything we do is collective, so it's the full 11. One, it starts with what calls we're going to make in terms of when those guys are in the game, and then, utilizing, different linebackers, safeties, DBs. So I would say for him, we got to be mindful of, we're going to have to use different people. Like it might be a backer one time. It might be a combination of a backer with a safety helping or something like that. So it might be a defensive back, might be a corner, but we're going to have to move it around because he's such a challenging guy to prepare for.
What were your emotions right after the Atlanta game ended, where coming off Washington, you had a lot that you saw you needed to fix? There were stretches in Atlanta where you guys played well, but then the same stuff happens at the end. Just what were your emotions as a DC?
Well, the funny thing, and again, it's just when you're in this role, in a leadership role, your mind tends to go right to the next opponent. As upsetting as a loss is, my focus right then at the end of the game is what do we have to do better? And again, what do we got to do better in order preparing for the Saints? That's really where it goes to. The emotion part of it, I don't know how much emotion comes into play for me in that case, but just in terms of just how I think, I'm just thinking about, okay, what do we got to do? Because at that point, I'm thinking about New Orleans, the next game, because you have to. And just what can we do better? How can we put these guys in better spots? And we just got to try to figure out a way to win. So, but really my mind went to New Orleans and all the guys they have to prepare for, we got to prepare for with them. And so that's where it really went to.
Pat, seven drives so far. Sorry, 7 drives so far this year. Began or ended within 2 minutes of a half. 5 of them, you guys have allowed some sort of score. What do you think when I say that to you?
I think we got to work 2 minutes a day of practice, and that's what we're going to do. So again, I'm not trying to make light of it. That's not good enough. All right. So, but again. In terms of how I've approached it all the time, we got to practice it. Obviously, we went back in the lab and tried to figure out better ways collectively, talking as a group, as a staff, and just trying to put the players in the best spot possible to be successful. And thankfully, we got another opportunity. First starts with today. Today we got a big day. Today's a big day. 2-minute third down, finish up some early down stuff, but it starts with practice.
But in order to correct it, can you put your finger on what's going wrong in those situations? You guys, pretty much if you look at it, you didn't let up anything against Atlanta until those situations. So when you try to put your finger on it, what do you see? What are you looking at?
Any situation for me, in looking forward for this week, because we're dealing with a team Peyton over the time, Coach Peyton over the time, in terms of 2 minutes, been one of the most effective coaches in the league. So to me, it starts with, okay, what unit are we going to put out there and what call we're going to make, in terms of the situation. So that's where it starts, and just trying to put the guys in the right spot. So whatever happened in the past, was it good enough? Was it not good enough? And then we just got to figure out what's going to be better for this week. That's really how I approach it.
On the pass rush, do you have to start bringing more pressure, like blitzes off the edge, corners, if the front four is not getting there? Or are you going to just count on those guys to start getting there? Or do you need another pass rusher?
What do we need? We need as a group, I'm talking about coaches, players, everybody, we got to execute this scheme. And we got to execute the scheme at a high level. And we got to, again, pass rush, whether it means getting to the quarterback for the sack or just affecting the quarterback. I mean, it varies based on the situation in the game. But, like, who we're going to bring, I mean, this game might be different than the last game. If you look over the first 3 games, stuff is a little different. But, like, for this game in particular this week, I don't want to divulge anything that we're going to be doing. But, like, I think one thing is, pressure's a good thing. You got to go down there and be aggressive when you're going down there to New Orleans. I mean, but again, pressure could be 4 guys coming, just how we configure them.
What have you noticed about Jameis Winston?
Well, I noticed. I mean, this is a big guy. He's a big man that can. He's looking to push the ball down the field. I think he does a good job of doing that. I think he's making better decisions as of late in terms of the last time I went against him. But I mean, the thing is, when he's hot, he's hot. He's hot, and it could be boom. I mean, like, he could really torch you. So we got to be mindful of that. This guy has a big arm. He's athletic in the pocket. I mean, he's not the most. I mean, like, he's elusive in the pocket, and he can make plays with his feet. I think he's making good decisions in their check with me game. You see him check into runs. I think he's grown as a player. And I think that time with Coach Payton, that time with Breeze, has really helped him develop. And it's good to see that that development. You like to see young players develop over their time in the league, but it's going to be a challenge. This guy has a big arm.
Pat, is Crowder going to wear the radio?
I mean, we'll see, but he's the one that did it for the game. The last game, you have to ask Joe all that stuff right there. But we have no reservations with Tay wearing the green dye. He's a good communicator.
And then obviously you're going to be without Blake. You have some linebackers to step in. How can you get creative and bring other people into that?
I think these guys, the funny thing about the league is these guys all prepare to play. So whether they played 10 snaps the week before or 55 snaps, they're all in tune to the game plan. And I trust Kevin to get that stuff to him, just like I trust the other coaches to get that stuff to him. So for us, really, we're going to put the plan together what we think is best to beat New Orleans or to limit them and see how it goes on Sunday. And then from there, I really don't get too concerned because, it's a contact sport. It's a collision sport, actually. So, you're going to have guys have to step in and play. So we prepare all the guys to get ready to rock and roll. So
you have 4 safeties who have played quite a bit. Can you use one of them as a inside linebacker, or is that getting too small on defense?
No, we do that already. We use that. You asked about the conversation about how we're going to. It's going to be different people, backers, safeties, different people, defensive backs in terms of corner. So yeah, we've already done that. So that's already a part of the scheme.
And then
We'll take 2 more.
it seems to be something coaches say a lot, not just here but everywhere. Like pressure. It's not about sacks, it's about pressure. But maybe I'm oversimplifying it. If it's 3rd and 2 and it's 2nd and 2 and you get pressure and he throws an incompletion, it's 3rd and 2. But if you get a sack, it's like 3rd and 9, and that's a lot harder to convert. So in a way, isn't bringing the quarterback down extra important more than just pressure?
I think it's a culmination of the different factors. Whether you're batting and pass, you have people by his feet, like in terms of getting pushed in the middle, you sack them. I think it's all important. All important. The best teams I've been a part of in terms of the pass rush, I don't know if we were ever in the top 10 in sacks, but in terms of the effect on the quarterback, and it's also the coverage in the disguise. So, it all plays a factor in it. And again, I understand. I get your job. Like, sacks, that's what everybody talks about. I got that. But, it's hard. Just think about this. Now, again, the league right now is crazy. Everybody's throwing the ball 50 times a game. But let's just think, okay, there's 50 times in the game they're throwing. Or let's just go normal. 40 plays in the game they're throwing the ball. All right? Of those, let's say 5 are boots. So, that's run action, whatever. Then you say another 10 are play action. So now you're already down to whatever the number is there. Then you got, in terms of, okay, what situation is it? 3rd and 2, I might be playing run game. So, am I really teeing off for pass rush right now? So let's take those situations, 2nd and 2, 2nd and 4, like you said. Now that's another 10 plays where you might be playing run. You're 2-gapping the guy, transition. And now you're down to maybe 10 plays where it's pass. And you might not even be in the game. So, it's hard. And then for me to tell the guys, you have to get a sack on those 10 plays. Those guys get paid too. How can we affect the quarterback? That's, again, it's an incentive too for the players.
How would you compare how Julian and Rodarius did in their increased action last game with Darnay not playing?
I think they did a good job in terms of they knew what to do, played hard, you know, and everybody has room for improvement. That's how we're moving forward.
Why did you go that route? Like what was your decision making process? Like why
Every
did you
time,
decide to
just
go
like
that?
just like for the Saints this week, is always what we think is best in terms of for the game plan. So that's why, I mean, any decision we make in terms of that, that's the reason why. So.